Welcome to this short video talking about the multi-criteria decision analysis model. As mentioned before, we can use different softwares to create our model. One of the easiest tools that we can use is Microsoft Excel. So in Microsoft Excel, we can create a table similar to this one, or we can create a matrix which has the objectives and then the requirements or the needs or the criteria or the factors. Then we have the requirements weights. Then after that, we will have all the alternatives or the feasible solutions or options for our decision problem. So from the previous video about the buying a new car example, we said that we have three options available, either the Kia Sportage, the Ford Full-Track, or the BMW i8. So we list them as the three alternatives, as you can see here in the last three columns. For the first column, we will have the objectives related to the requirements. So for this example, we selected to have four requirements: the price of the car, the gas mileage, the safety, the interior comfort of the car. So for the price, definitely we usually look for lowest price as much as we can. So in this case, the objective is to find the minimum price. The second criteria is the gas mileage. So we need to find a more efficient car, and in this case we need to maximize the gas mileage. So that's why the objective here is maximum. The safety is in the same way. We need to have the maximum safety, so the objective is to maximize or to get the maximum safety level. And the interior comfort could just be like the maximum level of comfortability. So in this case, we put it as the maximum as well. We will talk about the weighting of those requirements later on. And now here in this area, we will list the all the feasible solutions, which is in our case, three main cars. So after we created the model as this one, we already identified the objectives, the factors, or the criteria, and the alternatives. The second step is to find the weights. To do that, we have different tools or techniques. One of them is what we call it the weighted or the ranked sum method. So I'm just going to show you how we can do that. Using the rank sum method, what we have to do is to add two additional columns in the middle of the table. The first one is the rank of the criteria from the most important to the least important, 1 to 4 in our case, since we have 4 requirements. Then we will find the inverted rank for each one of those criterion or requirements. So in this case, the lowest important will have number 1, the most important will have number 4, and so on for the rest. The next step is to calculate the weight of the requirement, which is basically going to be the inverted rank of that requirement divided by the total or the summation of all the inverted ranks. So we got the summation of those, which is equal to 10. So 4 divided by 10 equal to 0.4, and so on. As mentioned before, the total of the requirements weights should equal to 100%, or it's basically should equal to 1. So by that, we created the model and we have the requirements weights. How we can get the ranks? You can use different ways. One of the easiest ways to do the ranking is just to ask the decision makers to give you the rank. If it's a single decision maker, so he or she will make the ranks. If it's a group, we can get the average of those and get the final ranking based on the average evaluation of them. Another easy technique for the weights of the requirements is just to assume that all the requirements have exactly the same importance. So in this case, we have 4 requirements. Each one of them will have exactly the same weight, which is 25% of the weights. So we will just write 0.25 for each one of those, and again the total will be 1. By that, we have our model ready and the weights for the requirements ready. The next step is to collect the real data about those alternatives. So the price for each one of those 3 cars, the gas mileage, the safety, the interior comfort level for each one of them, those should be the real data that we will collect from the field. By that, we created the model, we have the weights for the requirements, and we have the actual data presenting each one of those alternatives. So this is the end of this video. Thank you very much.